Alrighty, today we're going to be doing some business card printing on the Heidelberg Versafire EP. This is the same model, basically it's a Ricoh C9200 115 page a minute machine. So first we're going to do some business cards, and then we're going to do some trifolds, which I'll show you how to set it up with the Fiery and how they print, and then how we cut them up and fold them. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to register our business card paper, which we're actually going to be printing on some master stock, which has the backside already pre-printed. Now we're going to go over to our Fiery unit, and we already have this job imposed, so we're just going to go into the properties menu. We're going to change our quantity. I need 25 sheets. Select our business card masters here. We're going to duplex this. Use our output profile, which we have all our colors set up in here. Is just under the plain profile, and once that's okay, then we're going to go ahead and go down here and hit print. As you can see, it's pulling from the number 4 tray and lights up. This is an 18-point business card stock, so it's pretty thick. It's I believe it's like 415 GSM. Take a minute for the fuser to get up to temperature. You'll see right here it'll say printing, and then it'll say processing, which basically is just the fuser unit is getting up to temp. So what it'll do is it'll print a few sheets, and then it'll stop. And what it's doing is there's a sensor inside the machine that deals with auto registration front to back. So it'll print like 3-4 sheets. There you go, 5 sheets. And it kind of stops and pauses, and basically there's a sensor that's right in here, back behind this door, that is automatically checking for front to back registration. And now it'll go ahead and it'll speed up, and it'll print the remainder of the 25 sheets. So you can see how fast it goes here. So this is duplexing front to back. So there you go, 25 sheets. All done. You can see front to back, and see how thick this paper is, or you can hear it. 18-point cover stop. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut up our business cards. So first things first, insert it into the cutter, and then we're going to match up our crop mark over on this side here. So we're going to line up our crop mark to make some little micro adjustments. It's pretty good. cut. That's our first cut. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate and we're going to cut the bottom. And line up our grout mark and cut. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go up on, you can't see it, but on the control panel here, we're going to enter in 3.5 inches and it'll roll right to it. So now we have our 3.5 inch cut here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add a 1/4 inch so that we line up our gutter here. So you may have to make just a little micro adjustment, but there's one cut. Second cut. And third cut. Now what we do is we subtract the 2.5 back out, so that we're going to go ahead and we're going to trim off this what's left of the gutter here on the side. So now we're back to 3.5. Trim that off. And now we have our stack here. That is perfectly 3.5 inches across. Now what we have to do is we have to remove this false plate here. Take that out. We're going to move to 2 inches. So that'll be our 2-inch cut right here. I have these little magnetic pads that soften the impact. You see underneath the bottom here you have these little kind of like wavy clamps that hold the paper in place. When you have the false plate in there, the false plate is nice and smooth along the bottom, so you avoid any marks on the paper. However, when you do a business card, the clamp is larger than 2 inches, so you have to use either a shim or you have to use a magnetic pad like this. So what I do is I just slip up the pad and I turn down the pressure a little bit. And now, so we're going to make our first cut here along the 2 inch. Rest, we're going to go ahead and add another 1/4 inch. This one is a finished set of business cards here. And now here what I've done is I've added the 1/4 inch to compensate for the gutter. Cut. Two cuts. Three cuts. And then what this last cut will do is just trim off the top here. Now we're going to go ahead and subtract and go back. And you can see when you cut on the guillotine, you have your smooth side here where we did our first cut. This side is nice and smooth, whereas the other side has all this, like, it's very rough and you can see it when you run your fingers over it, you end up with paper dust all over your fingers. That's because the front side of the blade is curved, the back side of the blade is nice and smooth. So you always want to have your finished side be on the inside of the cutter. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to trim off this extra gutter here along the bottom. Excuse me, and we'll end up with a smooth side along the bottom of the cards. So I put this back in, and we'll do our final trim. And now you can see the stack is nice and smooth on both sides. We'll make our final cut. And that's it. Now you have smooth on both sides. And you have yourself a stack of business cards. That's it. Simple.